I am Emmanuel from Abia State. I school at Kaduna here at Kaduna State University. I am a pharmacy student, 100 level. I have 3 siblings, a brother and 2 sisters. I'm the only one living with this condition. I was born here in Kaduna. So normally I had kind of like a normal life when it comes to that aspect. I mingled with people. I didn't really see myself much like an albino, like much different like that. As I grew up, I had to travel, go around the nation, like to my hometown, get to know my roots and other things like that. I also had the opportunity of working with my parents and trying to know new people. I go with my dad to the garage where we bring the clothes to the shop where we sell, and I also do the selling as well. With time, as I got to get more insight on the effects sun can have on my body, so I started trying to get some preventive measures, probably getting myself some protective factor creams and other things like that to aid my activity. My beginnings, my upbringings were not that bad, in that there were no much barriers for me to interact with people. Being albino has really had a toll on my academics, in that I'm not able to see, I'm short-sighted actually due to this condition, not able to see far. So normally if I come to the class, especially if I come late or something due to some certain circumstances, and I'll have to sit at the back instead of being at the front to see well. And at the end, probably I might not even understand much or make up much of what the lecturer would say in the class or write especially. In fact, it's even much more better dictation is being carried out than just writing on the board, because I will have to be asking people. So all those challenges reduced my performance even in primary school, even at the secondary level. Now getting to the higher institution, the fonts might be small, too small for me to read, due to the fact that papers are being managed, so that it's going to reach the populated students. And coming to the point of CBT, especially my jam was hell. I had to draw the computer nearer to my face to be able to read those questions. Coming to CBT that my school CAS was about to hold, I really don't know my fate, but I just hope that at least something will be done about it. First, I'll start with my parents. They have been supportive, and they have really tried. When it comes to that aspect, at least they understand my condition and how it affects my daily life. They have been the one providing funding, my life endeavors and other things. But when it comes to my friends, actually, I grew up not really having much friends. And even though I had, those ones were not really that, they were not really teasing me or those things like that. They were not really discriminative. So it should be credit to the fact that, I had idea on who to call a friend. But my fellow students, normally, there would be some kind of stigma at times. I had this experience when because I initially schooled in Ebonyi State, and I had to forfeit to work on getting my pharmacy degree in Castle. So during that time, I was now in a video where I was reading, and because normally we albinos are being short-sighted, we have to bend to read and other things like that. So I was now insulted, mimicked, mocked, and other things. So normally that's happened so far, but I got used to it. Normally they would just ask, are you seeing anything? Things like that. Once albinism is kind of mentioned in any place, the first thing that comes to their mind is sight. So normally if I'm getting into a dialogue with anybody and then they will just bring the issue of sight, like, or any, normally students, kind of like, okay, want to tease themselves, play some like insults or other things like that. So what we just bring, the only defense they have is just sight. So normally they ask about my sight, they ask about my interference with daylight. Can I see in the night? Can I see in the day? Or albinos tend to see more in the night than in the day because there's no sun, other things like those kind of questions.
Is it true?
I don't know, because probably my condition is not really as critical. I could see in the day, I could see in the night, but most of the times, the sun, my eye is much more sensitive to the sun, but I could still see if I wear a cap or a sunshade. The thing is, when it comes to melanin pigments, it's something that normally we all know it gives our skin color, our hair color, and other things like that. I feel that the difference between an albino and someone with melanin is just the presence of that melanin. And not that albinos don't really have them, but there are varieties of albinos which have them, but in a very small quantity, very minute quantity. So I feel that probably it's not really much of a difference, in that it's just color and sight. If I have the opportunity to become black, I really will not, but I might just want to add some sprinkles on my sight. So that should be it. The thing is, when it comes to albinism, the first thing is to just know that everyone is human. Everyone is created by God for something. So no matter who you are, be you crippled, be you albino, be you handicapped, whatever it is, I feel that everything about creation, everything about the universe is just our uniqueness. How I became the chairman for the albinos community in Kaduna State University was the time where I was called, like other albinos were in the school. So to be part of a organization, a joint national association of persons with disabilities, which was introduced into the school. They came to the school with a motive of bringing inclusive education. So I got this call, and then I picked, and then it was Mr. Smith Wire. And then he's a very nice man. He gave me some, encouragement. Being disabled does not mean you cannot show forth your ability and other things like that. So I got interested in the inclusiveness and then started working on it. I'm just so baffled with the fact that most albinos in my school, this Kaduna State University, they are not really responding to this call of advocating for themselves, advocating for their disability. And I feel that most times when albinos get to see themselves, they just kind of feel that they have no disability or other things. But we do, and it's undeniable. We do have, because we cannot just come out into the sun and do anything we want to do. We cannot go into the farm and farm because we are afraid of getting cancer or other sunburns and those things like that. So I feel most people who are albinos in my school, Kaduna State University, should try to, get active, get in touch, and work towards seeing that albinism in Castle, we albinos are being treated equally and inclusive in education. I think the reason why most albinos shy away from public appearance is mainly because you won't blame them. They are in the midst of blacks, especially we, like Nigerians, we are in the midst of blacks, and they are afraid of stigma, they are afraid of intimidation, they are afraid of being talked down against, like their sites, their exposure, all those silly questions they pop up. So I'm usually not in that mood to hear those things because we live with those things. So most albinos are not really used to that, and most even stay indoors. They don't really go out into the sun that much. So to get exposed to people is another thing. So that's why I guess that's why they are shy to interact with people and other things, and I will get to advocate for themselves. The thing is, what those with melanin could do to assist we that have no melanin or very little of it is just to see everybody as one people. It's just a matter of cooperation, not to stigmatize between other people, and because normally, in as much as other advanced nations all go like adopt race, they usually have racists. So I see it's a form of racism, actually, another form of it. So we should all work together and probably give a platform, a lesson to others. It will really go a long way, especially here in Africa. I'm Emmanuel, a student of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Kaduna State University. Happy International Albinism Awareness Day to you all. Thank you.